After 22 years on the radio, we couldn't stay quiet for long.
We're Lori and Julia, still loud.
Pop culture, gossip, books, TV, music,
and probably a little too much laughter.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Still Loud with Lori and Julia, or LoJ, as they say on the block. Right, Lori? I can't hear you.
LoJ. I turned my microphone off, Too busy adjusting.
Too busy looking in the mirror and adjusting all the lighting. You look pretty.
Yeah, it is, though, like we're so used to doing 22 years of a radio, just looking at each other.
Right.
Not looking in
a screen.
So it is, but luckily we're media pros, Julia, with the most Minnesotan accents ever. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. You know it. Okay. So we're getting ready for the big Montana wedding that's coming up, Lori. I know you have something to wear. It's going to be in a kind of a barn atmosphere afterwards, kind of like my son's wedding that's going to be here in August, kind of is in a barn. It is.
This is the big theme. This is the theme for weddings now.
Right.
Pastoral settings.
Cowboy boots are welcome. So I'm looking forward to that, but the weather's all over the place. It'll be
do you know what you're wearing? Because we're just we're the aunties, we're nobody important. All I care about is
I'm important. Talk for yourself.
But you know what I mean in the scheme of things, like we're not going to be in, formal family photos. It's not that important like your wedding in August where you're the mother of the groom and you're going to be in multiple pictures. So everything has to be perfect. When you're a guest, we get to be more relaxed. And all I care about is, Casey and I want to win the dance-off contest.
Oh. Well, everyone's been practicing except Jeff and I because it is, what are we doing? Swing? Is it swing dancing?
There'll probably be some two-stepping.
Okay, so
because it's Montana.
Okay,
but it's also the kids, so it's just going to be dancing. Period.
So you're so funny that you want to win the dance off.
Oh,
and I know you guys practice.
Oh no! Well, we did a few weeks ago go to a prom night by the Tinglers at the Minneapolis Eagle 34 Club over in the Seward neighborhood. We didn't know it was prom night.
Right.
There were people dressed in full circle skirts and stoles and corsages and fascinators.
Was it all age people or just
I'm going to say Casey and I were one of the younger people there.
So it was... How much fun was that?
Oh, we had an absolute blast. But there were people in their 30s and just people who like partner dancing. And it was 50s and 60s music that was playing. And I said to Casey at the end of the night, I said, I'm bringing my dance shoes to Montana because I'm not going to wreck a pair of shoes. I'm going to bring some kind of a boot because it could be muddy.
Oh.
Montana.
Lori, I don't know that you're going to be walking to a pasture to get to the barn.
I'm prepared. I'm carrying my shoes in a bag into the reception, just like I do when Casey and I in the winter and I want to wear my comfort. You have some of those dance shoes when you competed. They're so comfortable.
But you know what? They were satin pink and on a heel. I wonder if those would work under my wedding dresses.
And they're comfortable.
Yes, they are. I have two pair. I have a flat pair and a high pair.
Julia, these are the shoes, and you just, don't want to wear them outside because it's a soft leather on the bottom.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Oh, so
my Dancing with the Stars, we're talking 2005.
Right, but when I watch Dancing with the Stars, there's still the same styles. There's only three styles that you can make a good dancing shoe, and they always have like a 2-inch heel, so it's perfect.
Right. It'll be probably better than the tennis shoes I was planning on.
So Casey and I were leaving, and when they were voting for the prom king and queen.
Stop. Oh, stop that they do this. This makes me...
made me so happy. And the cover charge was like $10, And but we were leaving before that, and this lady says to me, she says, you and your husband are about the best dancers I've ever seen.
Oh, stop.
And I said, if you
Was
were
Casey
winning.
with you?
Of course.
So he was right there and he heard this.
Oh, yeah. And he said thanks. And I said, too bad we didn't dress in costume. We could have won prom king and queen if we'd been
you have
in
to
something
do that
else.
Next time.
Anyway, we love dancing and we're planning on tearing up the dance floor. And that to me is always, since I was a little girl and I was in my Uncle Ronnie's wedding in kindergarten, and I discovered dancing at weddings, and I have been a fan of dancing at weddings ever since. It's my favorite part of a wedding.
Love it. Jeff can't dance for the love of God. I mean, it doesn't happen.
But he can slow dance.
No, he can't. Very difficult. I mean, he can stand still and I can move him. It isn't, I told him, we got to take up dancing or you should just feel more comfortable. It is not his thing. So,
listen, I have a sister who loves to dance and dances like Elaine. She can't find the beat if it was right over her head. And she just has this expressive way of moving her body. She really does.
She's probably really happy doing it, and it doesn't matter. But she likes it. She likes to dance. Yeah,
what's that song? Sally, Mustang Sally?
Mustang Sally.
To see her dance off rhythm, cracking a whip to that song, it will make you smile so much because you're like, now there's a lady who's marching to her own groove.
Doesn't matter.
I love dancing to Mustang Sally because she always hits me with her imaginary whip on the wrong beat.
That would make me laugh so much. And you want to know what? The best thing is, who cares anymore? I used to be self-conscious about it. Like, who cares? Jeff just doesn't even like it.
Yeah.
So that's fine. He can sit down and go.
I'll dance with you, Julia.
I know you will.
Dance with Casey.
I know you will.
Yeah. At a wedding, I love dancing with a group of women anyway.
We always do. I'm excited for that.
Same. And I know what I'm wearing. I had a mission. This was my mission.
Mm-hmm.
My mission was a pretty blouse. And now you would think this would be an easy thing to shop for, a pretty blouse. But I don't want a print that looks like, a tablecloth or that it looks too busy with, too many things that it looks like, quote unquote, old lady.
Right.
I wanted a beautiful, how like when we went to Paris last year, one of the things that we noticed shopping is the beautiful blouses.
Beautiful. To wear a blouse, a lot of times you need a waist. Do you think?
Right, but they've got, anyway, and I wanted to wear these really cute pants. You were with me when I bought them. It's like a kind of not an ankle pant, but right above it, and it has like a little frill.
Yes, I was with you. Mm-hmm.
And they're really cute and they look good on me because I have long legs,
Oh, brag again. Brag again. I'm a good dancer. I have long legs and I'm a parking genie. But go on.
All those things.
Go on.
I was born under the Cancer moon. Anyway, but I like this length of pant and I did not want to wear a dress just because of the time of year that it is. And I hate being cold.
I agree.
And all of that. And so I thought, I'll find a pretty blouse. And I ended up going to Nordstrom. And they have Alice and Olivia and Victoria Beer. I can't remember, but it's not the designer. It's not like Chanel or all the, but it's a whole new area of
second floor.
They sell Vince on the second floor.
I love Vince. Oh, gosh,
they
I love
had
Vince.
So many beautiful blouses, but I found the most romantic, beautiful blouse that actually has like just a little flounce to the sleeves that kind of goes with the bottom. And it's a V-neck and it's silk, but it's a lined silk. So I won't have to wear a bra. I can just wear a camisole underneath it.
What color? So your lazy breasts will be fine. Being lazy.
It's black with red and yellow in it, but it's just, and it's got a little tiny shoulder pad, which always looks good on a lady of a small-breasted nature.
Yeah.
That little shoulder pad. And I'm just so tickled with it. And it was, a little spendy, but I couldn't find one that, you can find buttons down, you can find casual,
so this really
cotton,
is
pretty.
So does it have a waist or?
Yeah, it stops cropped right at my waist. It's the right length. It's not long. I don't have to tuck it in. It's exactly at my natural waistline.
I always think of a blouse, I think tuck in, and because of my height, they go in a foot.
Pretty top is what I'm calling this. A pretty blouse.
It's a pretty top.
A pretty blouse. But yes, I don't have to tuck it in. You will want, and you may borrow it as long as you don't stain it. But it's mostly
black. What have I ever stained? Seriously, that's not my thing.
And I found your big wide belt that you loaned me for something. So
no, you wouldn't bring it back. It's my fashion belt.
I love that belt. I love plan on wearing it.
No, I want it back.
Okay, fine.
I want it back.
I know. So what are you going to wear to the wedding?
Well, like you, because Bozeman in May, it could snow one day, it's hot the next day. We don't even know. But I'm planning on I have this jumpsuit.
Oh, cute.
But I might wear not a jean jacket, but some sort of a jacket with it, kind of cash jacket. But the jumpsuit is black and it's pretty.
Cute.
And it's just easy.
Do you have to take it off to go to the bathroom?
I do. Unless the legs are wide, I could pull them all the way up and over like a bathing suit. If I try really hard, I probably could.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Sometimes I've just kind of threatened with some of those clothes just to cut a little slit in it, so you don't, like a gusset, so you don't have to.
In my 20s, once I wore a jumpsuit to a wedding. Mm-hmm. Of course, I was like 26, 27. Everyone was maniacs, drinking like fishes, dancing, being just absolute. Go to the bathroom, totally forget I have a jumpsuit on, take it off, plops in the toilet.
Oh, yes, like a good scarf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
But it was like an aubergine, kind of an eggplant color.
Pretty.
So I stood under the dryer, but I did pee on it. It landed in the pee.
You don't have any other choice.
You
had to wear it because you didn't have a top.
I dabbed it. I didn't even have a bra on. I dabbed it. And I remember just saying, to my one girlfriend, I said, you wouldn't believe what I just did. I peed all over it. Don't touch the top of my jumpsuit. It's wet with pee.
Do you have any perfume? Spill a drink on me so I can pretend I smell like cranberry juice.
I'm under the hand dryer, and I think the wedding was like at the Lafayette Club.
Oh, fancy. That club is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a funny, because I just think of all I, do is pee. I'm a professional peer. That is something I could have a title for. A pee squared.
Yeah.
The peeing, and it doesn't have to happen. I just feel like it should happen. But
we've trained ourselves. We've ruined ourselves our parents. When we would go on long car trips, what would your mom always go and pee just in case? So you've trained your brain at a very young age to think you're full because of all the just in case pees. Our moms and dads, mostly moms, they rightly thought they were taking care of it because they knew Dad would get mad if he had to stop too soon. Like after 10 miles, Dad, can we stop? No.
That was the best
my
part.
mom would always make us go just in case.
So just in case. Yep.
We're old show ponies that can't be retrained.
I can't be retrained. Mm-mm. Okay. Speaking of old, not you and I.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, all right, two things. One is that years and years ago, you told me about a really kind of good dirty movie that was sexy. The Wide Sarajevo. It stunk. The movie stunk, but you liked the book.
I liked the sex in the...
Yeah, I didn't even feel like it had enough, but that sticks in my mind because this other book does too. You told me about the movie or the book, The Count of Monte Cristo. Remember that book? Do you not know this?
But I don't ever remember telling you to...
did we read it or did we watch a movie?
Well, we've seen it's been movies and miniseries.
Okay, so it's out now on PBS. And it's just wrapped up, and it's starring Sam Claflin from Daisy Jones and the Six and Me Before You.
Does he look any better as the mountain costume? Because he's got some facial hair and maybe a wig on?
He has some facial hair. He's so, he has a terrible story, and he doesn't like to smile. But I am taken with the scenery and the clothing and being in France and being here and being there. It is... if you don't have PBS, you have to pay. They're really tight. They're really tight. Yeah. So I record them, and it's just something I'm really enjoying because it's also got the son of not Cynthia Nixon, but the other lady on The Gilded Age. Cynthia Nixon's sister, who was, who I'm talking. Did you ever watch The Gilded Age on HBO?
Of course I did.
Okay, so you know the two sisters that lived together.
Yeah.
Not Cynthia
Nixon and Christine Baranski.
It's her son in that show has a big part in this.
Okay, Christine. Now let me just tell you though, Christine Baranski, from The Good Wife and Gilded Age.
Yep.
Her real life husband. I know this. Who was from like a theater family.
I know
played
this.
Billy Clyde Tuggle
on All My Children.
On All My Children. And he died like at like the age of like 68 or something, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And they had been married since they met in theater school. And he was so iconic in that role as Billy Clyde.
We hated him.
Bad guy.
We hated him.
But he often did theater, and that was Christine's husband, and they were madly in love.
Don't you remember we were shocked, though, when we learned that?
Yes, and then I did research, and then he did more theater. He tried soap opera, like everyone did in their 20s that lived in New York, but he only did that part for I don't know, a couple years or something.
But he made an impact that we still remembered the name. We were all watching it at the time. Yeah.
Was it One Life to Live or
it was All My Children?
Okay.
Oh, now you're going to make me laugh.
Because I'm thinking, was he the one who was the pimp for Judith Light's character in One Life to Live, Karen? She was always crying. She was the best crier on daytime TV.
Tuttle. It was Tuttle, right?
Yeah, Billy Clyde Tuttle or Tuggle.
Okay, it was Tuggle, and he was on All My Children. Oh, gosh, Lori. Look at this great picture of him.
Yeah. Yeah, he played like a pimp, like you'd envision someone from the 30s. He always had a hat and a tie.
Notorious villain from All My Children.
But attractive in kind of a scuzzy, handsome way.
A charismatic pimp. Who moved his prostitution ring to Pine Valley after the previous pimp left town.
Love it.
Oh, gosh.
So their son is in The Count of Monte Cristo, just to bring it all the way back.
No, but her son from The Gilded Age, not in real life.
Got it. Okay.
And the English actor who plays the son who's gay in The Gilded Age. But they want to marry him. He's in The Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, gone full circle. Okay, so I was just looking at some old junk I have around because I'm trying to lighten the load and some of the silly things that I still have from our double wide at My Talk.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things was the bathroom facts or something. Donnie got me this great book. Donnie was so wonderful. Donnie Love. Love you, Donnie Love. And he got me this book, and it was just dumb.
For your random facts
For
segment?
my random thoughts. So
random thoughts,
here's a picture of an old, celebrity cookbooks. Because, before we had real celebrity chefs, I mean, Julia Child, but before that, who the heck was there? There was this cookbook. And so Bette Davis was... Bette Davis, of all people, she was from the East Coast.
I can't even think of her cooking. I just think of her acting. Only acting, darling. Acting and smoking.
Okay, and so her page in the cookbook has a caricature of her. And what she was passionate about is one of my greatest passions in life is New England boiled tongue and spinach. I'm insane about it. On a chilly day back home, I cook. It's her therapy. That's all I've ever known. And if I feel blue, boiled tongue and spinach. But that isn't the recipe they put in the celebrity cookbook.
Thank you.
The one they put in.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you the picture of this something, and you try to tell me it's the picture has a yellow on grass.
It looks like some kind of a Jell-O salad with cottage cheese on a bed of arugula.
Okay, remember parsley? Parsley was everywhere back in the day. Okay, but what this is a Bette Davis mustard gelatin ring.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
It was so popular that they say that she was kind of responsible for the Jell-O mold aspect, salad, renaissance, or, the way it became popular. And what was in this is 4 eggs, sugar, gelatin, dry mustard, turmeric, salt, water, cider vinegar, whipping cream, coleslaw mixed with canned pineapple chunks, chicory, watercress, or other feathery greens.
It sounds like vomit.
Doesn't it?
It does. And here's my theory about why the Jell-O salad and those rings. And I remember my grandma used to make a green one, and this was Grandma Fudge, the chubbier grandma.
The chubby one.
And she would peel carrots
and put
that in the mold.
Like the peelings?
But the good peelings after she'd take off the top. Then she had a little peeler.
She would shred it.
Shred it. And it would be shredded.
They were pieces of art.
But, Julie, the reason why Jell-O was being pushed, you could eat as much of it as you wanted, and there were no calories.
No calories.
And so it was a good dietary thing. And I remember the only Jell-O, and my other grandma, the one who was a really good cook, she made a Jell-O ring that was strawberry Jell-O, and then she put in whipped cream, whipped it all together, and then pressed real strawberries in it and just had it in that ring. But it was more whipped cream than Jell-O. It was absolutely fantastic. And it was the only, because I would see that gelatinous thing as a kid at some buffet or a family picnic, and I would be, the only one that was good was the
lime green with the pineapple chunks.
Oh, Julia.
I mean, because Lori, but
no whipped cream? No whipped cream?
I'm sure there was whipped cream. But we're going to thank our sponsors for a second and come back.
Let's thank lime green Jell-O.
Listen, I kind of miss Jell-O because it has a consistency. It's it kind of is filling for something sweet.
Julia, when I had my facelift, I had quite a bit of Jell-O and pudding.
It's 2 years, isn't it? Or is it 3?
3. But that was something I could eat and gently swallow.
Oh, you're right. And when you have a sore throat, or if you're sick, or you're swollen glands, something. Okay, let's think Lake Med Spa. So Dr. Lisa is an OBGYN certified who specializes in hormone replacement therapy, and among other things, she has this amazing hormone replacement business, because she is the go-to for whatever your needs are. And she has studied all of the different things about your hormones, knows what's right, the levels right. She works with men and women, and people really find great success there. But she also has the med spa part of their business, and they're located in Wayzata. And here's like M-Face. This is a new way to They stimulate your muscles. You know, there's all these new machines out that we never knew about. There's new lasers that are out. There's Thermavia, which is a new way to do cool sculpting. There's all these new things
Double
out there.
chins, like if you've got that sagging bit of gel, the M face thing is getting very, very good reviews. And it's taking the place of another thing that involved injections, but this is better and easier in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so they have the whole MEM suite of products, which are really wonderful, really cool, no downtime.
Kind of revolutionary, basically, because if the doctor has bought it, it's quite an investment.
Oh, yes.
So they know it works.
They have one for your upper cheeks to stimulate. You know, they work on different body parts, too. I'm ready for my tummy and my arms. But they have great stuff there, and you're going to love it. Tell them Lori and Julia sent you, and it's LakeMedspa.com. LakeMedspa.com in Wayzata. We absolutely love it. It's exciting to try all the new stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm ready. Okay. And also Twin Cities Closets, tcclosets.com. Lori is in love. She had her consultation.
4 days, Julia. 4 days.
4 days till
2 business days. One day to come out Friday. Monday I had my 3D thing. I didn't even really think about it over the weekend. I just told Casey I was doing it. And he's like, why do you want to spend money on a closet? And I said, because I'm sick of you and I having the same conversation. Where did we put the winter hats?
Right.
Where did we do this? I mean, the fact is we live in a house that's almost 100 years old. We don't want to leave our house. I know. We don't want to leave our house, but we can make gentle improvements. And the thing that old houses don't have are good closets. And
lighting in the closets.
And they need a makeover. And then, like, I can't even tell you how excited. I'm as excited for this as I am a trip. That's how excited I am.
Because it's such a game changer and everyone puts it off and you've started the process. I mean, suddenly when you can see what you have versus go digging, it's a game changer.
I think you save more crap when you can just stuff things in your makeshift bins and baskets and hangers, or, you know, I mean, I just think that, I don't know. I just I'm as excited for this as I am for, you know, going on a trip. It just makes me so happy.
Twin Cities Closet, tcclosets.com. They have a location in Mound and in Minneapolis, and they come to your house for a free design consultation. And everyone who works on their team is a designer. They use the best products. They're local, family-owned. We love, love, love working with them. Okay, so the next person in this little celebrity thing.
Yeah.
Okay, this is so funny. Your gal, the name, Natalie Wood.
Boy.
Okay, so ironically, here's what her first sentence is on her page. I cook occasionally, but curiously enough, you got to listen, I seem to do most of my cooking on boats.
Oh, Natalie.
I know.
How ironic.
Uh-huh.
How ironic.
That's what I thought.
She's pushed off a boat or fell off of a boat with Robert Wagner and Christopher Walken being the only two left alive to know what happened that night. Everyone was so wasted, nobody knows.
That's exactly it, Laura. You finally agree. But on board the boat, she likes to whip up eggs ranchero. I mean, this is an old book.
That's easy.
To have
That's easy.
Yes, and she fixes a brunch thing too. She says Nova Scotia salmon on cream cheese. I love a lox and bagels.
Yeah.
So salmon, another name for salmon is lox. So with capers, cream cheese, a really thin toasted bagel.
Easy to store in your refrigerator on your little boat. Because really, if you're on a boat, like they were always going to Catalina Island, whatever.
Yes.
You're having dinner at some wonderful seaside restaurant.
Yes. You're going in and then you're
coming back for drinks. Yes. You're having happy hour. But yes, you do need to have brunchy breakfast things, particularly if you stayed up late the night before having drinks on said boat. You need something to soak up everything that tastes really delicious that will take you to the next boozy dinner.
Because that's all everyone did is booze.
Julia, I've lived the boating life.
I kind of still do.
Yeah, no, but I mean like on a boat. Like,
yes.
You know, one of those.
What
like
boat did... Okay, because this is
Lake
new.
Minnetonka, going back to the 80s.
Okay, but you didn't live on the boat.
Julia, do you consider 72 hours on a boat living?
Did it have a hatch? Did you sleep
Julia,
below?
it had beds. It had a living room. It had a top. This was I don't even know that I've really told you everything that happened in those boating
all
years.
I know is when your mole got bit, but we were standing in Sand Island peeing with everyone getting E. coli.
Yeah.
And
that was
Big
in the
Island.
90s. That was the early 90s.
My lake's called Sand Island. This one's here is Big Island. And your mole got bit by a fish.
Yeah. No, I was a sailboat girl in the 80s. Like I'm talking 83, 84, 85, 86. Sailboats and big ass kind of yachty type of boats on Lake Minnetonka was my 4-month party scene. Starting
you were not a sailor. You never docked the boat. You were.
I was a bathing beauty.
You were the bathing beauty in the bikini.
Yeah. And my girlfriend Paula and my friend Gladys. And we were a delightful
You were
crew.
a boat horse.
Yeah. No, Julie, because we always had our own. We made it snow ourselves.
Okay, fine. All right, there you go.
Maybe we might have partaken, of just a general thing, but it was such a scene out there. I think about it and I absolutely marvel at what a really great, wild 20-something I was. I was so good at it. My God, I just marvel at it.
Can you even imagine going as hard as you did back then? I would die.
But, I mean, it never occurred to me not to do it any other way. We were fabulous. We were meeting fabulous people. We were popular. We knew how to dance. We had our own, easygoing manner about us, the three of us.
It's so funny. It's so funny to hear those stories, Lori. I think because, now I still boat, all the time.
Yeah, and but this is 20-something. Like
before phones. Everything was great before phones. People have no idea.
There's Polaroids.
And my dad had them all on top of his dresser.
There's Polaroids.
That's another story, right? Right. Okay, I have a segue. So a girlfriend of mine, Little Red, which is what you call your mom, but there are people shorter than me in this world, and she's a good friend of mine. And she joined the boating club, where you can drive different boats and do, you pay a fee. Bradley advertises for this, I think.
Yeah, so where you it's like a timeshare type of a thing, summer share of a boat. Yeah.
And you pick like a home lake.
This sounds like a wonderful idea to
I
me.
think it's
fabulous.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have a cabin, this is what I would do. All over it. So you can use different types of boats. So she goes to the training on Lake Minnetonka with her dad, okay? And her dad's maybe in his low 80s, okay? So, and then they train with another couple. And the dad just has no idea how to use a throttle and is all over the board. And he didn't know how to trim back a boat. So when you say hit it and you go full throttle.
You have to have boating. I would think.
But this is a boating lesson. This is a boating lesson to get certified to use their boats.
Okay,
and so her dad, then the dad, the boating instructor kind of says, hit it. No, like gentle. And he thinks he's in reverse, but of course the dad's in forward, rams into the dock. So she's dying. She's just dying. She's got such a headache already. And then the couple they're training with, the woman on that couple was going so full speed fast and dangerously. She's like, help, I don't know what to do. And then she hit the dock, but not hard, but, hit the dock. And I'm like, do they have bumpers everywhere? Because this is the safe way because you can tap a dock. But I was just thinking, she said, I left there and I had such a headache. I could not, I, I, I I told my dad, you're never driving. You can't drive. And it's just so funny. And I was thinking when I first really had to, after my divorce, really have to learn how to park boats and do boat things and the stress. And I thought, it's a lot of maneuvering, and she couldn't believe Lake Minnetonka has its own police on it.
Oh yeah, and there's all the chop from other boats, and it's a busy lake, and there's different depth things, and
but she said that the person said that they have their own police squad out there.
Yeah,
it's so crazy on weekends, and she couldn't believe because she's from another state. She couldn't believe that a person driving a boat was allowed to have a cocktail. And I said, well, that will never change. But yeah. She's like, I don't get that. And I said, well, you can have one.
Well, how are you going to police that? I mean, what's in a cup?
But it was just, I know, it was just a funny aside because she's like, oh gosh, I need another training.
No, I know. You just hope that, someone is, that we've come far enough that there's a sober boat driver, just like a car driver. Yeah.
Always. There always is. But I was just kind of laughing because I think back to when it was back in the crazy 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Well, completely different time.
Completely
I'm not
different
going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you about the Bob Hope tuna macaroni salad or the Ed Asner cucumber olive mold in the Celebrity Cookbook. But
okay, that sounds like aspic. That the latter, that thing.
Cucumber olive mold. Doesn't that sound? But Lori, this used to be, people ate it.
Listen, these were celebrity. They were like a publisher put together, and they just went to the stars and they just said, okay, give them my grandma, this is like put together for, this was the corny way they did promotions of people.
But it was because we didn't have celebrity chefs stuff back then. Yeah, and in the Jimmy Durante hot dog, was in there.
Oh, God. Yeah. Was he known for having a big schlong in Hollywood?
No, it
Milton
wasn't him.
Berle was the
Milton
guy.
Berle. I said the wrong name. Damn it.
Milton Berle.
The joke came out flat.
And Liam Neeson with his Evian bottle.
With the baloney ring.
And John Hamm, I couldn't believe him in Friends and Neighbors. He was lounging on the couch in a pair of gray sweatpants. Oh, yes, he was.
I'm behind.
Yes, he was, Julia. And I'm like, did someone lovingly tell him to stretch out on the sofa like that in gray sweatpants?
Oh, you know what they say about those.
You think it's his hand in his pocket.
Oh,
but
stop.
It isn't. His hands is behind.
It's a bologna loaf. Bring.
It's a hamaconda.
Turkey. Okay. Think a couple more sponsors. Let's talk about Envision, Laura.
All right, let's do it.
People
are liking these glasses, and I'm like, you helped pick them out months ago. Well, like in January, I asked people to vote, and this was the frame that people voted for. But then there were a few handful of votes for the turquoise. So I just got 2 pairs of kind of jewelry for my eyes. And you know what I like? I like these because, like, if you don't want to wear makeup, they kind of give you an eye lift. They give your face a visual look without looking tired because it sort of just brightens your look with the gold and the tortoise shell. And I think these are Gaudy or Gotti.
They're beautiful.
They know at Envision if you ask.
Yeah, in Envision.
And they picked these out. I would have never picked out.
Of course.
I wouldn't have. I would have thought tortoise shell, cat eye, gold, I don't know. But then I put them on and I was like, wow, it goes with my skin and my coloring. Like, that's what they're good about doing, is matching all these jewel tones and different materials to like really highlight the natural you. And it's such a youthful thing to do for your face.
I would agree. And the width of your nose matters so much, and the comfort matters so much, and the product. And Envision, they're pros, people. You don't want to go anywhere else. Once you go there, you would have a hard time leaving.
That's right.
Because and the people there are wonderful. They are passionate about what they do, and you feel it when you go in there. And envision-optical.com is their website, and they've got 4 locations in the Twin Cities area: Minnetonka, Galleria, Victoria and Grand, and North Loop. We love, love, love them, and they're a good follow on Instagram. And another thing we have to talk about is Borton Overseas Travel.
That's right. Well, we'll be having a full report next week of our journey to the Scandinavian countries of Sweden, Norway, and Oslo, because we'll be freshly back.
Lori, I'm dying. We'll be freshly back, and we're going to have I can't wait for the stories. But literally, our itinerary, in addition to our itinerary, they kind of give you all the facts about what you need to know. They just do all the work for you. I'm very impressed. I have been watching YouTube videos prior to leaving on our trip.
On how to walk on cobblestone or how to
Basically,
say skull?
No. Well, Lori, I mean, don't expect good service in Copenhagen. They just don't do it, apparently. And it's the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing. And
it's like Manhattan.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't been there in so long. Who can remember?
Julia, it's still the same.
Who can say?
Yeah,
who can say?
I can say.
Who can say? But if Africa, a safari, that's kind of a wish list things for people. Boy, they know how to do that. Iceland, the Scandinavia countries, Asia. Am I forgetting anything?
Well, just you're forgetting how experienced they are at coming up with customized itineraries. And they work with travel agents.
Yep.
They're a tour operator, but sometimes, you've got a family trip or a small group you want to join or have a specific itinerary. Even if it's just the two of you, you can work with them and they help you air, hotel, intercountry travel, what's going to be the best way with the train arrangements. I mean, they make it as turnkey as possible, and then you just have to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And I have to admit with you, on your packing and all your rules about doing staging and everything in advance.
It's fun.
It's something to look forward to.
It is.
It is absolutely something to look
forward to. It adds to the excitement of the trip.
It does. Mm-hmm. It does. Okay, BortonOverseas.com. Mention Lori and Julia sent you. All right, so darling.
I would like to give kudos. This is a couple weeks late, but the Peabody Awards were handed out in right at the end of April, and the Peabody Awards are to television, maybe what the lesser known Gracie Awards are to radio. So they honor excellence in journalism, in digital media, anything broadcasting, news, documentary. They've also added podcasts, the empathy, the social impact, and the Peabody Award for TV Entertainment of the year went to Heated Rivalry. Because of the social impact, how it took the whole world by storm. People loved it, and it really satisfied a thing that we never get, which is romance, sports. I mean, it just combined all of that. The success of Rachel Reed's book, which you and I had talked about on our radio show like 3 years before. And we were the first podcast. We talked about it before any radio stations here in the Twin Cities, Julia, because we recorded our podcast on a Tuesday for a Wednesday. And I, I've never quit reading the trades. And I had read about Crave Media, which is only a streamer in Canada, had sold this Heated Rivalry based on the Rachel Reed books to HBO a week before it was going to drop on Crave. And
which is a network thing we don't even know about.
Right. It's just in Canada. And I had said to you, we have to watch this. We've talked about this book. You confessed you never read the books.
I didn't.
I confess my love always for everything hockey. I learned about love with my hockey boyfriend in high school. Anyway, but just love the whole, I'm horny for hockey. And so we were horny for this show the day after it aired on HBO, and every week it got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
And at the gym, at my Pilates class, I still have women come up to me and say, I'm so glad you told me about that show right away. I watched it before my daughter. I watched it before my gay son knew about it. We were on top of how significant and beautiful and wonderful and exciting that show was.
And it's such a happy story because it was two unknown actors, completely unknown in their rise.
And
they were everywhere.
It's
I
a
love
romance.
It's such a happy story.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I mean, everything that's happened to these two young men. And I finally saw a couple of weeks ago my very first Peloton full ad instead of the tease with Hudson Williams.
Dancing to Fame by David Bowie. It's genius.
I mean, the marketing behind these two, boy,
I think
whoever was their agent.
I think they brought their agent that they had in Canada to CAA. Yeah, they got their agent's jobs.
I mean, that really, you got to admit, I mean, it was marketing genius from every corner, angle.
But it also had Rachel Reed, the novelist, was one of the showrunners. They swallowed their pride because they made this for very little money. Crave. I think they made the whole 6 episodes it was like $5 million. And it made me realize that that's how we find shows. There are people whose jobs it is. Maybe it's getting cut. Now AI is going to do it. To look at other countries' streaming shows to get sneak peeks and then make recommendations if they should buy it. And somebody who was in charge of watching the Canadian streamer shows, I hope they got a bonus because they pitched it immediately, and whoever their boss was watched. There was only 1 episode available that they made available for people to see, because they just thought, we'll just see, we like our pilot, we'll see if anyone will give us a bigger distribution deal. HBO bought it 6 days before it was going to air on Crave. And it just won a Peabody.
It's such a good story.
Yeah, in the entertainment TV, when you think about
to hear that.
How much good TV does come out in a year, but that stands out in the gossip, pop culture, sport. It stands out in so many worlds.
It touched I don't know anyone that hadn't heard about it by the end of the marketing run, by now. Because
I'm just like giving us a pat on the back, Julia, for giving people an early 411.
I can remember when you walked in here. I remember vividly when we were podcasting out of my dining room. You walk in the house in Jeff's home, and you walk in and you go, Julia, oh, do I have this show for you? Jeff, you're probably not going to like it, but Julia, you have to watch this.
Because I had watched it on Monday afternoon or whatever.
And you come over the next day and you're going crazy. But Heated Rivalry, if you haven't watched it, it's on HBO and it is great. I'm so happy for them that they won that because everything about it, because the author got Parkinson's, found out she had Parkinson's right when she found out it was being made into a TV series. So kind of good things happening.
It became a book talk thing because romance is the highest selling genre in book.
Don't I know? I know.
But hockey romance was a harder sell. A romance with guys, a harder sell. So she really relied on book talk and word of mouth that it even got Crave, the streamer service like an HBO in Canada, interested in optioning it. And she felt so strongly about it. She said, I have to be part of the show. Well, Crave is 4 million subscribers. So they're like, okay, but we're going to have like a $5 million budget. So the fact that Hudson and Connor were waiters the week before, and
it's just so fun.
They've had to push back the filming because they are giving the guys room to do some other things. But they're saying first quarter of next year we'll have Heated Rivalry, and it dropped in December. Right at the end of December 2025 as we turned into 2026. Most of the show ran in 26. The 6, because it was just 6 weeks, 6 episodes.
Oh, gosh.
But anyway, we're proud of that show. And I know we haven't seen it, but you were very excited. You read Remarkably Bright Creatures. That's been on the bestseller. Has it been like 4 or 5 years that book has been out?
I think only maybe 4, Lori, and it's about an octopus.
And Sally Field
and a
on
cleaning
Netflix.
lady.
Yeah, on Netflix. Well, you have to give us the set. So on Netflix, it dropped on May 8th. It was always made for Netflix. Remarkably Bright Creatures. Louis Pullman, who's Bill Pullman's son, dates Kaya Gerber, who dated Austin Butler.
Bill Pullman die when he was having a heart surgery? Or was it the other guy that looks exactly like him? It was Bill Pullman.
So his son is in.
I loved him
in it, and Sally Field plays. Give us the setup of Remarkably
so what it
Bright Creatures.
It's about it's a story about a woman in her
70s,
maybe 60s, 70s, who needs a job and ends up being an overnight cleaning person for a small aquarium in a California town, maybe Seattle. I don't know where it is, somewhere on the West Coast.
Okay.
And she befriends the octopus there in a tank. And there's another story about kind of a misfit kid that ends up, their lives get intertwined through a grocery store older man. I mean, it's just kind of a bunch of different odd ends come together and meet. And you fall in love. I listened to this book. And I put it off for so long because I'm like, I don't want to read about an octopus. But remember that beautiful documentary on that octopus that came out like 4 years ago or something?
Yes.
It was like
nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It's so good. And octopus are so smart. They are just like the smartest animal. And so it's just these weird things put together, and it just makes such a lovely story that you never, ever, ever want it to end.
I am embarrassed that I have not read this book
I put
yet.
it off forever because I'm like, I don't want to read about octopus.
I don't know why I put it off because usually...
Same. And it's a good cover.
It's a good cover, and it's a debut novel that spread word of mouth like The Correspondent did.
Yes.
But I'm going to read it, but I'm going to end up seeing the Netflix movie before I read
You think
the book.
so? Okay, because
it's
such a good read, Lori.
I'll do both because I absolutely...
It's that yummy. It's so yummy how it unfolds.
And I love Sally Field.
I know. I love that she's working.
I still could get mad that she did not win an Oscar for Steel Magnolias.
Oh.
Okay, was she Malin?
I can't remember their names.
But, the scene at the funeral.
Oh. She was such a passionate mother. Oh, I'm telling you.
But I love her, and I love the idea of her playing somebody that feels so beloved, because this book came out in 2022. It has stayed on the top of the New York Times, and it's a debut novel. This Shelby Van Pelt never wrote a book before. This is her first
Lori, so
book.
there's a chance for us if we want to become authors.
Well, no, I'm not saying that at all. But I guess because she's like this very beloved actress, Sally Field, we don't get to see her act enough. And I love that the author's name of this Remarkably Bright Creatures, for the woo-woo of it all, Shelby Van Pelt and Sally Field.
Shelby was the name of Sally Field's daughter on Terms of Endearment. Played by Julia Roberts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I saw that movie by myself. In Arizona when I lived there on an afternoon, and absolutely couldn't breathe. Kind of like Hamnet that I watched recently, and Jeff comes up from downstairs and he's like, "Are you okay?" He thought I fell because I was sobbing so much.
Yeah, she did play Malin.
Well, it was Malin and Shelby.
That was Malin, her character. Clary was Olympia Dukakis. Truvy Jones was Dolly Parton. Wheezy was Shirley MacLaine, who just turned 92. And on and on, and Shelby. So I love that Shelby, the author, and Sally Field are in this heartwarming book that's now a movie on Netflix. So check it out if you haven't already, because it's swimming to Netflix. It's already swum over there.
Oh, Lori, it's so good too. All right, let's talk about Hair Restoration Institute in Minnesota real quick to thank our sponsors, and we appreciate everyone We wouldn't be here without them and you for listening. So we appreciate all of you. It's World Appreciation Day for hair and people listening.
That's right.
And if you are struggling from hormones, from your maybe you're on a GLP-1 weight loss thing, or for diabetes, whatever it is, or if you have chemotherapy and you're worried about your hair not coming in the same way or whatever, there's so many different reasons we lose our hair. Stress is a big one too, by the way. They have solutions. It could be a non-surgical solution, like I did, growth hormone factors, where I did different shots in my head. They have tattoos where you could tattoo your base of your scalp so it would match the color of base of your hair so it looks fuller. They have, hair kind of like hair systems that you would get done and go in every month and get colored and stuff. Lori's showing me a video. Again, she forgets we're not on TV.
I know.
She's trying to give me inspiration, but she's distracting me.
No, just their latest HR on Instagram,
Yes.
HRIMN. They're showing in real time for guys with different stages of hair loss, the different ways that they can look. And I'm just saying that a lot of guys are sometimes embarrassed to be seen on camera or doing things. So they have a real nice show and tell is what I'm trying to tell you now.
And I don't think people are embarrassed about it like they were used to be. Like
and you're number one viewed on HRI's Instagram, Julia. Yes,
Ooh, and if you knew how dirty my hair was that day. Anyway, I can't tell you enough how great they are. So they've been in the business a long time, too. People fly from all over the country to come here. They do free consultations, either Zooming, or you can go in there, and they're located right next to Mall of America. Make sure you tell them Lori and Julia sent you. Okay, what's the last great book you're reading right now, Lori? If that's a sentence.
That's too hard of a question.
I'm doing tomorrow.
And do you love it?
Have you heard about this book?
I'm going to look and see if I'm on hold for this book, because I am reading, but just started The Lion Women of Tehran, the book you told me about.
Yes, I like that one. Okay, so this is tomorrow, and it's about
I hate the cover.
I don't like the cover either, but it's about a subject that's not probably something we would ever read about, but it's a friendship between they met when they were young, Sam, who was in the hospital for some injuries, and Sadie, whose sister was in the hospital for some cancer stuff, and they end up meeting in California, and then they end up going to MIT and Harvard and become friends later in life and develop video game. And it's just the story of their friendship and the different twists and turns it's taking. And
should I save it as a book to read?
I am loving it.
Okay.
I'm not interested in video games at all, but this maybe is helping me get into the mind of my children and other people.
No, it sounds like a great story, like a really interesting.
It is.
Yeah, I want to read that.
It is. It's called Tomorrow, and that's by Gabrielle Zevin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm enjoying
added
it to the Libby list.
Add it to your list, and then what other? You told me about The Academy by Elin Hilderbrand. You read it?
Yes.
I'm planning on reading that one next.
You're gonna love it.
Oh, I just love. Oh, how great are stories, people.
Yeah, you know me. I read. It's unbelievable how. Now there is a book that I would. This was like my favorite book I read last year, called Everybody Knows by Jordan Harper. Do you remember me telling you about that book? It's about this black bag publicist. So like this is what Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively are accusing each other.
I read this book, didn't I?
Yes, Everybody Knows. Yes. And then this LA detective.
Yeah, it's by Cobb, isn't it? Or
Jordan
something?
Harper.
Jordan Harper. I've read this book. I love this book.
So Jordan Harper had a new book that came out last week called A Violent Masterpiece. Again, set in LA, very sort of a noir.
Yeah.
Hollywood, detectives. But then I think it was the New York Times called it it has the perfect title because this book is a violent masterpiece.
On the cover alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's just one of my favorite authors. I put him up there with like Rio Yours, who gave us the Bang Bang Sisters and
Power Brokers, and those on the just single shattering incident that threatens to bring it all crashing down.
Yeah. But if you are like really into like how do black bag publicists work and where does that intersect with law enforcement? The book Everybody Knows is one of the greatest fictional accounts of how the belly of Hollywood, the beast of it, works, about how they cover up stuff, how they build images, how everything is fake and everybody smokes and nothing is real. Read this book, Everybody Knows. But Jordan is a really terrific writer. And so this book just came out, a violent masterpiece, if you're interested in that, or, start with Everybody Knows.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Because that's always the thing in Hollywood after something.
Yes.
Like when Harvey Weinstein or Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
All of a sudden it was like, oh, everybody knew that. Everybody knew that those guys were assholes and terrible to work with. But
no one does anything about it.
Right.
Because they're in a power position.
Because of the black bag publicity tricks that's what they call them. I mean, Ray Donovan, one of our favorite TV shows, he's a Hollywood fixer. He makes trouble go away. In the olden days, people they still do this. They go to rehab. Britney Spears going to rehab is a direct result of her getting that DUI and everything. So if you have people that you listen to, good publicists or whatever, then that's good. But if you have a publicist that wants you to clear your name by smearing somebody else, it's always time to get a second opinion, because you can always turn something bad into something good, but you can't do it if you have to play
someone else's person.
Dirty. Yeah, if you're doing it so dirty, because karma is a patient gangster, Julia.
I love that.
I don't know if you remember that.
For you. I do.
Patient
I love that, and I love that. Yeah. And I love you, and I love doing this podcast, but we're done.
What are you? We always have so much to say.
I know.
Oh, God. Well, I hope they're not going to make us do more hours.
No, don't even suggest it.
Don't even not get so good at this job.
No, it's so fun.
We are getting.
Who would think we could talk to each other straight without a third person after we had a third person so many years? It's funny.
Oh, yeah, but that was a radio show, and it was more heavily produced, and it was 3 hours a day.
Yeah, we needed people. We needed everybody.
Wait, are you impressed that we did it that long and then we went out on top and then we're just sailing right into the being podcast ponies? I love this rewirement.
Everything about being a pony. You love to be you like to hop around. You just love the name of being a pony. Well, what else were you a pony?
A showgirl. I'm a showgirl. But show ponies and showgirls are different, than the draft horses and
and this analogy will be in a podcast in July.
World. Right.
The what? The
cinematographers of the world.
And if you can follow the windmills of Lori's mind right now, not mine. This is your windmill, honey.
This is my windmill moment.
This is in the windmills of your mind. It's you, not me.
Yeah, I know it. That was a windmill moment. That was a good way to end this pod.
It's so fun hanging out with you and fun to hang out with all you listeners. And thank you so much. And boy, we love doing this. We hope you love it too. And we just appreciate all your help with our sponsors too, because they're really why we're here. Okay. No, we're here for you and for us, but they help us be here. Does that make sense? It's time to go.
Now you're windmilling.
Cut. Bye.
Bye.